Many older adults wake up with a heavy, unrefreshed body even after a full night of sleep and proper hydration. This early discomfort often creates a quiet confusion about why the body no longer feels restored. According to the National Institute on Aging, 40% of seniors report a daily sense of low energy. This finding shows that the issue is not a personal weakness, but a common challenge shared by many people in later life. Throughout the day, the same pattern often appears: a slow start in the morning, pronounced drowsiness after lunch, a heavy head in the afternoon, and lightheadedness when standing up. These sensations follow a consistent sequence that gradually reduces comfort and confidence in daily activities. Because this pattern feels familiar, many individuals attribute it to drinking too little water or to natural aging. This assumption leads them to adjust only their fluid intake while overlooking other important signals from the body. Here the central question becomes clear: if hydration is sufficient, why does persistent fatigue remain? Research published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology shows that more than half of long-lasting tiredness after the age of 60 is related to fluctuating blood pressure rather than hydration shortages. When this connection is understood, the daily symptoms begin to align with a clear physiological explanation. After understanding that fluctuating blood pressure is a major driver of daily fatigue, the next step is to see how ordinary habits unintentionally make these swings stronger. Many people respond to sudden dizziness by drinking a large glass of water at once, believing it will stabilize circulation. In reality, rapid intake triggers strong diuresis and reduces circulating volume by 5 to 8%, according to the European Hydration Institute, creating even more instability. When this does not help, some individuals add electrolyte drinks on their own. Research in clinics in geriatric medicine shows that 18% of older adults develop mild swelling after several days of incorrect electrolyte use, revealing that self-adjustment can quietly backfire. Food timing continues the cycle. Skipping breakfast and then eating a lunch high in refined carbohydrates such as white bread, pasta, or potatoes can cause a post-meal blood pressure drop of 10 to 20 millimeters of mercury, according to Harvard Health, which explains the heavy sleepiness many people feel after eating. Right after that drop, standing up quickly becomes another source of strain. The British Heart Foundation reports that the nervous system slows its blood pressure correction speed by 30 to 40% with age, making sudden posture changes risky. Some individuals then stop their blood pressure medication because they feel dizzy, not realizing that Cleveland Clinic data shows a rebound rise of 20 to 40 millimeters of mercury within 24 hours. Without measuring blood pressure at home, all these swings remain hidden, making the body feel unpredictable even when the intentions behind each habit seem reasonable. As the discussion shifts from daily habits to the body's internal signals, it becomes essential to understand the difference between dehydration and blood pressure instability. True dehydration carries unmistakable signs: a dry mouth, clear thirst, dark yellow urine, a rapid pulse, and a noticeable improvement within 10 to 20 minutes after drinking water, according to the Mayo Clinic. When these features appear together, the body responds quickly because it simply needs fluid. Blood pressure fluctuation presents a different picture. A person may not feel thirsty at all, yet still experience fatigue, deep sleepiness after meals, dizziness when standing, or a heavy head late in the day. In these situations, drinking water offers little relief because the root problem lies in circulation rather than hydration. Research published in JAMA shows that 20 to 30% of people over 60 experience a drop in blood pressure after eating, while 15 to 20% have positional drops when they stand up. These shifts explain why many older adults feel unstable during daily activities. Midday drowsiness is also frequently misunderstood. It is not caused by dehydration, but by reduced blood flow to the brain during digestion. Findings from the American Stroke Association show cerebral blood flow can fall by 8 to 12% in the afternoon. When there is no thirst, yet fatigue persists. The most reliable next step is to check blood pressure before drinking additional water. After distinguishing dehydration from circulation-related fatigue, it becomes essential to understand why these problems intensify with age. The combined influence of biology and long-term lifestyle patterns creates a foundation that becomes more fragile year by year. Natural physiological changes form the first layer. According to the American Heart Association, the elasticity of blood vessel walls decreases by 20 to 30% with age, making it harder for arteries to expand and contract when pressure shifts. In addition, circulating blood volume drops by 10 to 15%, leaving the body with less reserve to stabilize pressure when moving, eating, or facing heat. Silent underlying conditions add a second layer of strain. Daily blood pressure patterns become more irregular with age, creating cycles of morning highs and afternoon lows. Heart rhythm disorders prevent the heart from pumping blood fast enough during sudden standing. Low thyroid function can reduce baseline blood pressure by 5 to 10 millimeters of mercury. Diabetes gradually damages autonomic nerves, making positional blood pressure drops significantly more frequent. Medication effects create a third layer. Diuretics can reduce blood volume too rapidly. Beta blockers slow the heart's pumping force. Vasodilators shift blood downward into the legs. And sleep or sedative medicines weaken the reflexes that normally protect circulation. Finally, daily habits make the situation worse. Drinking water in large bursts, eating lunches rich in fast carbohydrates such as white bread, pasta, or potatoes, staying inactive, which reduces blood return to the heart by 20 to 30%, and poor sleep that raises cortisol all contribute to stronger blood pressure swings with age. As these biological and lifestyle factors accumulate with age, their most serious consequence appears in daily safety and independence. Research from the American Geriatric Society shows that the risk of falling doubles in individuals who experience positional drops in blood pressure. This vulnerability becomes even more concerning when combined with the fact that 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 experiences a fall each year according to Eurosafe. The impact is not minor. Studies indicate that 20 to 30% of all falls lead to major injuries such as fractures or brain concussions, outcomes that can dramatically reduce mobility and confidence. Post-meal blood pressure drops also play a significant role. When blood flow to the brain decreases by 10 to 15% during digestion, alertness falls sharply, creating deep sleepiness and slow reaction times. Long-lasting fatigue adds another burden. Research published in Aging and Mental Health shows that persistent exhaustion increases the risk of depression by 1.8 times and contributes to noticeable memory decline, further raising the likelihood of accidents. Because the risks of dizziness, fatigue, and falls become clearer with age, the most powerful way to regain stability lies in daily lifestyle adjustments. These changes do not replace medical care, but they form the foundation that allows circulation, energy, and blood pressure to operate in a more predictable rhythm. The first step is learning to drink water correctly. Most adults benefit from 1.5 to 2 liters of water per day, but the key is dividing this amount evenly across many small servings. Each intake should range from 100 to 200 milliliters and should not exceed 400 to 500 milliliters at a time. Starting the morning with 150 to 200 milliliters of warm water helps activate circulation and supports the cardiovascular system as it transitions from rest to movement. In the evening, reducing water intake prevents sleep disruption and avoids overnight bathroom visits. When fatigue appears, measuring blood pressure before drinking more water prevents confusion between dehydration and circulation problems. Eating in harmony with blood pressure patterns is equally important. In the morning, consuming food within 1 hour after waking stabilizes energy and reduces pressure drops later in the day. A balanced breakfast with light protein, fiber, and high-quality carbohydrates supports steady circulation. Studies from the Nutritional Aging Study show that skipping breakfast increases the risk of post-meal drops by 25%. At lunchtime, avoiding fast carbohydrates such as white bread, pasta, and potatoes helps prevent sharp blood pressure declines. Increasing vegetables and light protein improves digestive stability. A gentle 3 to 5 minute walk after eating supports blood flow and reduces the likelihood of dizziness. In the afternoon and evening, limiting coffee and strong tea after 15 to protect sleep quality. Dinner should be low in salt and low in heavy oils, and eating too late should be avoided. Finishing the evening meal before 19:30 helps the digestive system wind down smoothly. Movement supports the body's natural rhythm. Walking 20 to 30 minutes daily enhances circulation and strengthens leg muscles that push blood back to the heart. Deep breathing for 5 minutes in the morning and evening improves oxygen delivery and calms the nervous system. A short nap of 15 to 20 minutes restores clarity without causing grogginess. When standing, turning the body slightly, sitting up first, using the hands for support, and rising slowly gives the cardiovascular system enough time to adjust. Maintaining fixed meal and sleep schedules can reduce blood pressure swings by 30 to 40%, according to Lancet Healthy Longevity. Finally, certain actions should be avoided. Do not drink large volumes of water suddenly when tired. Do not eat an overly heavy lunch. Avoid hot showers immediately after meals. Avoid standing abruptly after lying down. Never change or reduce medication without medical guidance. These everyday choices protect circulation and create a safer, more stable daily life. After building stronger lifestyle habits, the next step is learning how to recognize patterns at home so that changes in blood pressure do not go unnoticed. Measuring at the right time provides the clearest picture. Blood pressure should be checked immediately after waking, when the cardiovascular system is shifting from rest to activity. It should also be measured 45 to 60 minutes after lunch, the period when post-meal drops are most likely to appear, and again before going to bed to assess end-of-day stability. Keeping a 7-day journal offers even deeper insight. Each entry should include the amount of water consumed at every intake and the total amount across the day. It should also record the types of food eaten, especially the quantity of carbohydrates, along with detailed notes about fatigue, sleepiness, or a heavy head at specific times. Tracking heart rate when standing up helps identify positional changes. If the same pattern repeats for 3 to 5 days, the form of blood pressure fluctuation becomes easier to identify. Certain signs indicate that adjustments are needed. A daily variation greater than 20 millimeters of mercury, repeated post-meal sleepiness, or frequent dizziness when standing all signal that the body requires closer attention and possibly further correction. Once a person learns how to monitor their patterns at home, the final step is knowing when professional evaluation becomes necessary. Certain warning signs require timely attention. Blood pressure readings that stay below 95/60 or above 160/100 for several days indicate instability. Severe nausea, intense dizziness, loss of balance, strong palpitations, chest discomfort, persistent breathlessness, or long-lasting fatigue, despite lifestyle adjustments, are also important signals. Extra caution is needed for individuals using medicines that commonly lower pressure. These include diuretics, beta blockers, vasodilators, and sleep or sedative medications. Research from the Cleveland Clinic shows that 45% of adults over 65 take at least one drug that affects blood pressure. Preparing for a medical visit helps ensure accurate guidance. A 7-day blood pressure journal, notes on times of fatigue, a complete medication list, and recent tests such as electrolytes, thyroid-stimulating hormone, and heart and kidney evaluations all provide essential information. Regular follow-up is recommended when blood pressure continues to fluctuate. As the need for medical awareness becomes clearer, one final reminder ties the entire message together. After the age of 60, drinking enough water is helpful, but no longer the factor that determines daily stability. The true difference lies in maintaining steady blood pressure so that the body can respond smoothly to posture, meals, and activity. When blood flows to the brain in a consistent and balanced way, clarity returns, fatigue eases, and physical endurance rises without effort. Stability in circulation becomes the foundation that supports energy, alertness, and confidence throughout the day.